It's Wednesday, the 11th of November 2020. We're back on the trains. So I sort of spent the last 5 minutes after I got here debating whether or not I even acknowledge what's going on, or whether or not this serves as some weird train video escapism. I don't know what this purpose serves, but yeah, well, it's Remembrance Day. I don't have a puppy. I feel bad about that. Alright, so we're trying something a little bit different today. I'm filming this entirely on my phone, because previously I've been using a DSLR, and for anybody who's familiar with photography, the lens I had on it was a 24mm, which turned out to be a 48 because the sensor size was a 2x crop. Probably means nothing to a lot of anybody who doesn't know anything about cameras, but basically it meant that the shot was really tight. I've had to come to the footbridge where it's out of the wind because it's a really windy day, and shooting on my phone, even though the quality of the footage is a little bit lower, means that I can, film myself like this and not be like doing that. So it's a little bit easier and it looks a little bit better.
Fawkner opened on the 8th of October 1889. While not actually in the suburb of Fawkner, it was the closest thing to the estate, which had been named in honour of John Pascoe Fawkner, who earlier, among other things, owned a nearby sheep farm. The area that's now Fawkner was actually a part of Coburg back in the day, and the rest of the area was known as Box Forest. The line closed in 1903 between Coburg and Somerton, and so did the station. However, it was reopened as far as Fawkner in 1906 to serve the newly established New Melbourne General Cemetery, with only funeral trains running. Regular services wouldn't return until 1914. The line was electrified in 1920, with passenger services resuming to Somerton in 1928 via a rail motorcar which shuttled between Fawkner and Somerton. These were essentially just buses fitted with train wheels, and also ran on lines to Mornington, Whittlesea and briefly Deepdean. This section of the line then closed and reopened again, but by 1959 trains only ran as far as Upfield. The line did manage to survive the 80s despite very genuine thought put into converting it to light rail, with the aim of taking trams off of Sydney Road. Thankfully this never happened, although Sydney Road remains a mess. Until the 1990s, Fawkner only had a single platform. A second was added in 1998, bringing the station closer to how we know it now. Onto the stats. In 2017 and 18, Fawkner had 176,420 passengers, or 483 a day. And that's it for Fawkner, and we're almost at the halfway point as we can finally get back to counting down the least used stations in Melbourne. Because I know that was exactly what everyone was waiting for when restrictions eased.
Now arriving at Melbourne.